Hello, world, and welcome back to episode 2 of Why Am I Doing This to Myself? It's so difficult. Now, it is the second month of freelancing for me full time, and I wanted to share a little bit of how it's going. Of course, this is why I'm filming this. This is why you're watching this. And I wanted to mention how the first week of February is going. Currently, it's 9th of February, so it is like the first week has already passed and stuff. And because I mentioned in the last video, the first episode, that I'll be thinking up of some Instagram posting strategy, which I did, but I'm not super it's not super perfect. If you know anything about me, you know that I am not a perfectionist. This means that I do it not perfect, and then I try to make it better along the way. So just start and worry about making it better along the way, right? And so I've posted 2 things last week, and I have 3 posts for next week planned for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm thinking if it works out, that strategy or like that posting schedule, that I will continue posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But we will see how February goes, right? So I guess I will mention later how that went. I wanted to share also a little bit more on what I've been doing in week 1 of February, and it was mostly playing a little bit around with 3D softwares, and in particular, one is a low poly 3D model software called Blockbench, and this is because of some work that I got the past month. So they require these 3D models in Blockbench. So I'm enjoying working on them a little bit, as well as I'm trying out different like staging and materials and whatnot in Adobe Dimension, which is not really 3D modeling software. They do have some ready models, for example, of some, let's say, products. If you want to showcase like your packaging design or some simple like staging for your mockups. And I tried some interesting, material combination and lighting. I think it looks good, what I did so far. I am trying to figure out how I can make some abstract shapes that I could, for example, just put in backgrounds of maybe some designs or whatnot. But the modeling actually could come from Illustrator. So you make a shape in Illustrator and make it 3D by extruding or inflating it in Illustrator still, because it has that functionality. And then you export it as an OBJ file and import it in Dimension. And then you can use your own models in like shapes that you like or that you have. For example, if you have a logo that you want to make in 3D space here or stage it in some way, you can make it in Illustrator, or you should make it in Illustrator first, and then put it in Dimension and see how it looks in 3D and make it like a glass material or whatever. So I think it's just another tool to have in your tool belt whenever a client asks for something like this, or even if to maybe surprise them with some additional assets that you might create for them and stuff like this. This has been week 1 of February, and I will check in again for how it's going next week. right. Let's start the day. Today is February 12th, and I've really been feeling great today. Haven't been feeling great for the past 2 days, so I haven't been working as much as I would have liked. So today I need to catch up, and I need to film a video that I will be publishing soon. I have like 2 days to edit it, film it, edit it, and publish. So I don't know how this will go. You will see before you watch this video, you will see the previous video if I manage to publish it. By the way, I really want to thank everyone who has joined the channel since my previous video, and everyone who's commented that they are interested in seeing my journey. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much for subscribing. And yeah, hopefully you follow along and, I don't know, learn something or just find it interesting to watch me. That's fine. I have been working on this logo idea for a marketing agency, and I think I know where I want to take the direction. And I need to work on a web page, like the home page, at least for now, to see how it will look and to show it to the others who are from the marketing agency. And we'll see where we go from there. I think it will look pretty cool, and I'm very excited for the challenge to actually design this. I will see if I can show you guys what I actually do for this web page, where I would like to build it. Because I'm thinking Webflow or Framer. And it could be that Webflow would be better because I want to use some 3D elements that will be animated as well. So those can be made in Spline, and then the Spline document or whatever it is could be embedded in Webflow, I think, easily. I'm not sure for Framer, but both platforms are good alternatives for the thing that we want to do with this marketing agency website. So this is also something that we could do this week. And also some more 3D modeling in Blockbench, the low poly 3D modeling. There's a lot of work this week, so I will probably catch up with you next week. Oh, also, by the way, I don't know if any of you watches the Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, or Amazon Video, whatever it is called. I am a big fan of the books, actually. Since like 2006, I've been reading the books, and the show is made based on the books. I don't know, they have this new poster with for season 3. The new season will be coming out in March now, 2025, if anyone is interested to maybe watch the first and second season before the third season comes out. The new poster that they have for that is, I don't know, it looks a bit weird. And so this is the new poster, and it's like, why is it so bad? And I don't mean like, I actually do mean execution wise. Like, those people do not look real. Do you know what I mean? Is it like a bad Photoshop job? Is it bad photography job? I don't understand why they look so fake in the poster. And I know I cannot have done a better job than this, by the way. I'm just gonna say that. Because they probably have like more experienced people working on this huge like multi-million-dollar show. But still, especially because they have experienced people working on a multi-million-dollar show, they should have better poster, better quality than this. Anyway, new season coming March, and tonight, actually February 12th, there will be a trailer for season 3, and I'm excited to watch it. I guess I'm glad to have these videos a little bit to dump a little bit of my personality into them instead of the informational videos where they're purely for the information that I share and sort of what knowledge I have. But these freelance behind the scenes, it's like all my personality and what type of things interest me. For example, yeah, the Wheel of Time interests me, but also I'm interested in the design of their like things that they put out on social media, because I don't know, design catches my eye nowadays more than anything else. So, for example, when season 1 was coming out, I remember I was thinking about the typography and the logo that they have. I think they've changed it a little bit. So seeing also subtle changes like this is also interesting. But yeah, if there's anything that I cannot really criticize with the Wheel of Time show, is that their costuming and their set designs seem like so good and so like out of this world that they are believable to be from this world. Like, I'm not a set designer, so maybe if I was, I wouldn't think that, but because I'm not, maybe I like the grandeur and how they've built it, because I'm just a viewer now. But yeah, the graphic design for the marketing is like they could definitely do better with that. Or maybe all their money went to the costuming designer. So I don't know. Anyway, continuing on with work, because that's also important. So, for the marketing agency's visual identity, we decided to go with the concept that has a lot of gradients and a lot of colors that match the agency's personality, at least what we want to show the world. And then we add some noise to the gradient and therefore make like a grainy gradients. And we want to use light backgrounds for stuff, either web pages, social media images, because the other agencies in the same industry and target, they use primarily darker backgrounds. And so to distinguish ourselves, we decided to make it a light background. At least for now, this is the idea. So I went and designed with a light background in mind. And then as an accent thingies, I am bringing some 3D elements, and I have the idea to make them glass 3D elements because they also a little bit match the target audience and what we want, where we want to position the marketing agency. And so because of these glass elements, I'm also thinking of having some, for the web page, I'm thinking of having some frosted glass elements. I know that they have been used to death at this point, and I am so behind on the trend. But I think they will fit the aesthetic that we're going after so well, and as a web page element, it will make sense with the other 3D glass elements. So I think it will turn out pretty good. Something that I have been thinking about the past week while working on this was that I struggled a lot with it. And it's been very difficult to design something that will have actual real life implementation in the end, as in a brand. I have designed like posters, I have designed social media images that go live and are live, but for visual identity, it's always hard. It's always hard to know how it will live later. And so in the moment when I am developing it in my head, it's very difficult. And I've just, in the past week or two, I've been so uncertain in my design skills. I really struggled with creating these aesthetically pleasing like gradients and 3D elements. All in all, I feel like I'm just not good enough, you know? As in, not a good designer, like strategy-wise and design-wise, but also execution-wise. Like, I don't really have that good of a grasp on my tools and how they work and how to use them, if that makes sense. I guess as designers and creatives, something like this is constantly at the back of our minds. We are questioning ourselves and if our work is good enough, because we want to make eye-catching things and we want people to like them. But I keep telling myself that I do want this. I want to be a designer and I want to grow as a designer. And I have definitely seen this growth the past year and a half. I've definitely seen how better of a designer and strategist I am when it comes to visual identities in particular. And I also see myself using the tools much better now. I don't struggle like I did before with some of them. I feel more comfortable picking up new tools and start learning them. And it doesn't take as long as I probably would have thought in the beginning or something. Like, for example, at the beginning of this month, when I started with the 3D modeling and staging, yes, in the beginning it was very difficult and I didn't know where anything is and it was so confusing. But then, I don't know, you get used to the functionalities and it just becomes easier and easier from there and you just make better and better things from there. I think we're just so used to wanting things to happen immediately, but sadly, that's not how we learn new skills. Like, we need to tinker and experiment with things to see how they work, to see how we can use them in certain ways, and then like start being creative with them from there and create some amazing things with them. So I do remain hopeful that next month, next year, a decade from now, I don't know, I will be just better and I will become better and better, especially since I keep trying to better myself and I keep experimenting, I keep trying new stuff. And I think, yeah, this is what growth is like. So yeah, definitely had a little bit of a slow month this month, a month dedicated to a little bit of learning and tinkering with stuff. But I think in the long run, even though it's slow and not that much work has been had this month, new work that is, it will be a good grounds to or at least it's a new skill that I've gained that will help me give better service later and stuff like this. So yeah, I think it's in the long run, it's for the better to have a slow month like this and to not care as much to get new clients and stuff. Also, it's been so cold. I don't want to work when it's cold. But yeah, in any way, I hope you took something out of this vlog style video, and I will see you next month when I tell you what happened then, I guess. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hello again to the new people, and thank you for sticking around. And yeah, see you in the next video.